just talking about protests walking off a stage on the show, which Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar did many years ago when Bill O'Reilly was on. He said something they didn't like, and they started walking off, and Chris Demm, said it was just so slow, and it was because they kept leaving things behind, and one of them forgot their keys or something.
It was the slowest walk-off in showbiz history.
It was, and we were just talking about Whoopi now being suspended from The View. Last night, while filming The Masked Singer, we had a walkout. Judges Ken Jeong and Robin Thicke walked out of filming on the new season when Rudy Giuliani was revealed.
They had Rudy singing.
Spoiler.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah.
That is something.
Rudy was unmasked, and they both went, I can't be on the same stage with this man, and they walked out. I think the walkout has lost some of its punch. It's not what it's like the guaranteed victory in sports. Joe Namath did it in Super Bowl III, and it was totally new. Like, what? You just guaranteed a win. Now somebody guarantees a win almost every game. Probably Joe Burrow and Matt Stafford will guarantee a win. That's how I look at stage walkouts now. They've been done so many times. Okay, yeah. All right, you're walking off.
It doesn't happen much in our business, in radio. I think, Kelly, didn't you once have a coworker who did a walkout?
Seems like we did have somebody who walked out.
I thought it was one of your team members over something a co-host had said.
Yes, that sounds familiar to me. And she just got up and left the room.
I know in one of your previous iterations on a different station, you had someone coming in sort of auditioning for the show.
Now
that person literally walked out.
That was a walkout.
Mid-program.
She was a new...
auditioning for a position on the air.
Yeah, she was... Exactly right. She was auditioning for a position.
Not for me, and walked out.
And didn't even tell anybody she was leaving. This was
correct.
Really?
Yeah, show aired from 6 to 10 a.m. And around 8:15 or 8:30, she went down the hall. We thought she was getting a drink or something. And
I watched her walk out the doorway.
Yeah, you said, I don't think she's... I thought she went to her car.
No, the car's gone.
Yeah. Chris said, no, she's gone. And then the other host came in and like, have you seen Sharon? And
well, yeah.
Yeah, she's gone. She's gone. She left.
You didn't know?
She said, I think she may have said later, I can't deal with this host.
This is not the work environment for me. And
that was day number one. She could have.
Now, we've had people in the building on the non-air staff. We've had them walk out at lunch. We had to walk off at lunch.
Now, I wasn't here for that, but I remember you all talking about that.
It's a legend.
Now at that time, the receptionist worked, 9 to 5, and she left for her 1 hour lunch break and never returned. So by 1:30 or so, we're like,
phones are ringing. Phones are ringing.
And then the CEO had to sit there and answer
This
phone.
is pre-email.
Right, yeah, this was a long time ago. People were actually calling the front desk.
Yeah.
And you're like, we need
Hello.
something.
We had a switchboard.
Yeah, she pulled the walk out and didn't tell anybody. And I don't know if she came back for her half a day's check or not.
Yeah, it's a good question. I never saw the person again.
I think you have to, we mailed it to her or something, because you have to.
I guess you do.
There's a tax form or something you have to fill out in that situation. But I have seen so many of these, like, get off the set, take your microphone off and leave, that now I think it doesn't make the statement that you think. Plus, again, this has not been seen yet. The Masked Singer doesn't air again until next month. But according to the people that were there, Ken Jeong and Robin Thicke, as soon as they saw Rudy Giuliani's face, said, oh, no, we're not sharing the stage, left. But then about 5 minutes later, came back and said, all right, we'll do the hard.
I could see Ken Jeong actually getting up and leaving and taking a stand. I think Robin Thicke just followed him because he thought they were at break.
Might have been.
Oh, we good?
May have been.
Do you think they looked at Jenny McCarthy like,
Are you? No,
she's.
I need this job.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay.
This is the best thing that happened to her in a while.
I'll be right here. Rudy and I'll be here when you get back.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody. We're not standing for this.
Her and that girl from Pussycat Dolls, isn't she still there?
I can't remember. Is she and Jenny?
I thought maybe she's gone.
That's another thing. When people do try to do something, really stand up and do something, if I'm ever a part of it, I'm always like, I'm not going to.
No, I need a paycheck.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be part of this. I'm not going to lead it. Speaking of which, was it Neil Young last week said, I want my music off Spotify because Joe Rogan is there. And then some others came out and said the same thing. Well, now Crosby, Stills, and Nash Have all get us out of there too.
Us too.
Your father's hell.
What a Chris Kelly move. A week later. Yeah, we're not going to be part of this.
And feed
You won't have this one to kick around anymore.
I wonder if they had to tell them they were on Spotify.
the one they
We're on
picked.
what?
Hey, Mr. Crosby might need the income.
Yeah, I wonder what he's saying.
You know, I'll tell you, Joe Rogan's handling this, to me, the best.
I agree. I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, he's come out, and like everyone said, he would actually have Neil Young on to talk about this.
Yes.
He's just that type of guy.
Yeah, I agree. I like the way he's done it because he just said, I understand where you're coming from. I love Neil Young. I will put the disclaimers
said
out, and I'll try to change.
Yeah, and you know what? For every this person says this, I'm going to have somebody saying the opposite on.
So does that mean that Neil Young and the rest of these guys are okay with it now? Or they have maybe
heard.
I haven't either.
I think they're still wanting to pull their music.
It's hard to come back and say, okay, we'll put our music back on there now because he has changed his ways, But to me, they got exactly what they wanted, and he really listened. I agree with you. That he handled it the right way. There's a guy, Biggie and I like. It's entertainment news now. We watched that show Succession on HBO Max, and the main guy on the show, the head of the family, is Logan Roy, played by Brian Cox, who I had seen in other movies and stuff, but never really knew who he was. He's a fantastic voice. He does the voice of McDonald's now. You've seen that? Yeah, he does that.
But he's been a character actor
forever.
for decades.
Long time, yeah. And I'd seen him in a lot of stuff, but just a character actor. But he's probably the main character of the show. Well, he's the patriarch of this really,
He's
really
in The Campaign, right? He's the father.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in tons of
Yes,
stuff.
he is in
Of
the
Cam
Campaign.
Jordan.
Yes, he is. Yeah, that's exactly right.
And he's in he's in Me, Myself, and Irene, I think.
He's been in an X-Men movie.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
He was in Troy, which I haven't seen, with Brad Pitt.
That I haven't seen.
2004, and he was asked about movies and actors. He was on a podcast yesterday and said, look, Brad Pitt's the most stunningly gorgeous man I've ever seen. And he's fine with that, with his masculinity.
I remember at one point, just kind of being agog at Brad. Brad walked on, and my jaw was down because he was so stunningly beautiful. I mean, I'm straight, but I just thought, wow, my God, this guy is stunning. What chance does one have on the screen with this beautiful, beautiful man?
I know. When you see a stunningly beautiful man like that come into the room. I've heard Biggie say it more than once about Chris Demm.
My God.
What chance does one have? And I'm straight.
My God, I'm straight.
Yeah.
But look at this. We had a guy.
Look at him.
There was a guy he's a baseball player, Will Myers. Remember that? He came in here one time.
We played wiffle ball.
We played wiffle ball, and he was doing a wiffle ball tournament to raise money for charity.
Correct.
He plays for the at that time he played for the Tampa Bay Rays. Now he's a
Padre, right?
Mm-hmm. Traded to the Padres, and he's been a player for a long time. And at that time, he came in, and you see people every day that are just like people. This guy's a fine-tuned athlete. And he walked in, and I thought, my God,
What chance do I have? And I'm straight.
this is a stunningly beautiful man. Same with John Isner, the tennis player, came in here one time. And he's tall, and of course he's in perfect
He's taller
shape.
than you can imagine.
Yes, he's like 6'8".
Oh, he's taller than that.
6'10",
Yeah.
yes. He's in perfect condition. He looks like a yield sign. And you look up at him and you think, my God.
What chance do I have?
There's no, it's occasionally you're around just really attractive people. It's rare, when you're around the really elite attractive.
Yeah, what is it, the Jerry Seinfeld, from his show, that he asked Elaine once, what percentage of the population is attractive? And she said 30, maybe, or 25 to 30%. He said, no, 4% tops.
4 or 5, that's it. He may be right. I mean, if you
And
really...
she said, what about the rest? He said, undateable.
Well, I don't know about that. Although the women on his show were the women he dated.
The
on
actors
that
were
show,
all
they
stunningly
were
attractive.
Really good.
About a week or two ago, Brian Cox got in some trouble, too.
Oh, did he?
For talking badly about Johnny Depp.
What did he say?
He thinks Johnny Depp is a terrible actor.
Oh, does he?
Like the worst.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Mhm. And people then used his McDonald's commercial against him because they were like, oh, really? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. You want to talk about acting?
You just made a land, sea, and air sandwich.
Well, he took Johnny Depp apart.
Did he really?
He kind of had some points that he was like, Edward Scissorhands, people loved him. And he's like, he wasn't doing anything.
But
He wasn't talking. He's like, Pirates of the Caribbean is just a whole character act. Like, he's just saying how bad of an actor he was.
Usually people don't do that to people in their own industry.
True.
They don't. They build each
Have
other.
you seen Donnie Brasco?
Yeah,
That's
he's
acting.
pretty good. I think he's a
That's
good actor.
Oh,
yeah.
people came at him, and especially with the McDonald's commercials.
I mean, he's had some clunkers, but
course.
so has
Yeah.
everybody. Johnny Depp. Sometimes I don't understand what. Like, I think when he went to Australia with the dog and everywhere, he's a pistol and boo and all that.
Yes.
he got into where I didn't understand what he was saying. But I think he's a good actor, and it is rare when somebody says bad things about one of their
One of their own.
You know, there's a this is acting too.
Not in radio.
Oh, we say it all the time. Radio is totally different than TV or movie.
Yeah.
I mean, completely different level.
Absolutely.
When we're at award
Insecure.
totally. At the Oscars, you pointed this out. At the Oscars, they all build each other up after the shows, the Emmys, all those things. They say, "Oh, what a wonderful performance by so and so." You know, they. But radio guys, if anybody ever wins anything, we always say, "What
That hack?
What a hack!
That hack won?
That loser!
Have you heard the show?
Awful."
Terrible.
That's all we ever say. Behind their back, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
And then to them, we're like, "Oh, congratulations!"
Congratulations.
But if we don't win, I silently try to kill myself over and over. And I was like, what have we done? You're like that.
Whose fault is this?
It's like the Kansas City Chiefs mascot banging his head into the goalpost over and over and over again. It's awful. Have you watched the on Hulu that premiered last night, the Pam and Tommy Lee documentary?
I forgot. I was really into. We'll see. You're not watching the Book of Boba Fett.
I'm not
on Disney.
watching the Book of Boba Fett on
Man,
Disney.
you are missing out. It is. It is last night's episode. The internet's blew up.
But
Or yesterday's
remember
episode.
now, for a long time, I had to pretend I knew who Boba Fett was.
True.
That's true.
But it all ties back in with The Mandalorian, which you did like the first season of. You haven't seen the season 2.
That's right.
Last night's episode was just, I mean, worlds colliding. The internet was just amazed.
Remember Barry Orgasm?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe.
People, I just got a visual of that. A member berry orgasm.
Like you wouldn't believe. Night's or yesterday's Boba Fett that drops on Wednesday.
People used to say to me all the time, my favorite Star Wars character is Boba Fett. And I'd say, yeah,
Boba Fett's cool.
I never knew which one.
This,
I don't know who he was.
you know what this does? This gives Boba Fett a story.
Okay, finally.
Kind of goes into yes.
Is it Jim Henson's Boba Fett babies?
I don't know who Boba Fett is. They always say, oh, Boba Fett. Yes.
Well, what happens is, and that's a little bit of a spoiler, not really, but the Mandalorian pops up in the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh.
And people are just losing their minds now. Well, he was in the second season of The Mandalorian, but now what was totally unexpected was The Mandalorian has now been in these
Boba.
episodes.
Hey, what's up, Mando?
Hey, Boba.
Yes. And I can't say any more because I'll spoil some, but
Yesterday's
Boba? Oh,
Mando, get in here.
I've seen you
Yesterday's
in a minute. Get over
episode.
here.
I'm
my
not going to
God.
shake your hand. Come on, bring it in. I'm a hugger. Come on.
Isn't it amazing?
Let me get up in that.
I'll tell you, this Star Wars, the way they are able to go back and do all those different things.
well, it's just
Incredible.
I'll tell you what it is.
for
money.
Why do you think Disney bought it?
Oh, I totally get it. I'm just like, they can just take one simple story from 40 years ago and go back and do all these different things.
And you know what happened now is what Marvel kind of did. It's Jon Favreau. He's now in charge of basically the Star Wars shows, and they are great. They're 10 times better than the last 3 movies.
Yeah, Jon Favreau is really good.
He has taken this. They should just let him have it.
I don't really know who he is, but I hear
He's
his
the guy
name.
in Swingers.
I know.
Yeah.
I hear his name all the time.
But
It's really good.
he was very much involved in Marvel, and now he's in Star Wars. They should let him have it.